My name is Rubinald Pronk, Ruby Pronk. We're in The Hague right now. This is the city where I was born and where I had my school, Royal Conservatoire. And I stayed there till the age of 16, and then I joined the Dutch National Ballet. And I was there for 10 years actually. And then I actually went to New York to Complexions. And I stayed there for a year and a couple of months. And now I'm freelancing. I'm a freelancer since a year and a half. And I'm doing it with Jacoby. And we're named Jacoby and Pronk. And it's great. There's definitely a big difference, I think. Because I used to work in a company where everything, you know that you're getting your salary the next month. You know kind of what you're going to do for the whole year, what kind of roles you're going to be casted for. So it's very comfortable. There's a big comfort zone in being in a company. But for me, it's actually better to be freelancing now because it keeps you more on the edge, but there's definitely harder parts to it as well because you don't really know what's going to come up next. And to start it off, we just had like maybe 2 things lined up or 3 things lined up, and the rest was just a big open gap. So yeah, you kind of have to trust that things are going to come your way. So that's the hard part, I guess, to never know what's going to come up next. But I quite enjoyed it myself. But I know that a lot of people probably would be scared to like leave these things open, yeah. There's definitely not, I don't know what I'm going to be doing next year. I don't even know what I'm going to do in a half a year from now. But I believe things are just going to come up, and actually we just started off quite recently and it's going pretty well. There's a lot of things and a lot of exciting things, and the best thing about it is that I think further down the line we can pick and choose even more, and it's much more rewarding for me to do the things that you want to be doing, and the people that you're working with, people that really want to work with you. So to me it's much more rewarding, but I can see that it could be very difficult as well. Well, we've been working with a choreographer named Leo Mujic. That was definitely a highlight for me because he's a tall dancer as well, and a great mover, and he understood kind of like how it's like to be tall and all these things. He gave us so much information and so much to work with instead of just steps, so that was definitely like a highlight for me to have worked with him and hopefully work with him in the future again, because yeah, I love his work, and it became more than just doing steps. It was just more than just dancing. It was more about the feeling and refining everything. I've known Paul Lightfoot since a long time already, because I was here in the school and I've been to many performances. So we know each other. I was taking classes there, and I love his choreographies, and we've always been talking that we wanted to work together, but for some reason, I was in Dutch National Ballet, and it's 2 different companies. So since I'm freelancing, I was like really hoping to get to work with him. And we've been talking about it, but it was always like, maybe in the future somewhere, and now it's actually happening. And it's really exciting, I think, because I like his choreographies a lot, and it's a great opportunity to work with him. So I'm really happy about that. I was in Palermo I just came back actually. I was there for 2 months working on Romeo and Juliet, which was definitely a challenge. When I got asked to do it, I said no straight away because I'm not really, I don't want to do classical ballet anymore. I've done it for 10 years and I definitely want to go a different direction with my career. And I thought it was going to be purely classical, and they told me it was going to be a somewhat neoclassical version. And yeah, it was definitely a challenge. I went there without knowing anything, and it's a company of 20 people, but there are a lot of guests as well. So in the end, we were at 60 people, I think. And to do a role like that, it's quite different than from doing contemporary pieces, because it's all about the acting actually. And usually that's not so much with the dancing we do so far. And it was a challenge, but it was really nice actually, because it was so different, and it's not necessarily what I would like to do from now on. But to have done that once, have done like Romeo, it's like an evening filling ballet, it was really interesting, and I had a great experience actually in Italy. Everything together was just really nice. My Juliet was Eleonora Abagnato. She is from Paris Opera, and she actually is originally from Palermo, Sicily. She is a big star there because she also does a lot of like TV things and movies. And so when I actually went with the airplane for the first time, I opened the magazine, the flight magazine, and she was in there with a big interview talking about her career and stuff. So that was fun because I didn't really know much about her. I've heard her name, but I've never actually ever seen her dance. And it was a great experience actually. She was. We haven't been working that much together because she was also going back and forth to Paris all the time, and me too, I was going back and forth to Amsterdam. But for the time we had, I think we did really well, and we had a good chemistry, so it was really fun working with her. Second season with Morphosis. Last year I joined them, and it's been actually a great experience because there's many different people from different companies, from New York City Ballet and some people from Royal Ballet, and they're all well-established dancers already, so everyone is just there to enjoy the dancing, and there's no like competition or nothing like that. It's just a really great atmosphere, and Chris Wilden is really fun to work with. It's a really great place for us as well because it's not it's only a couple of months in the year, and we get to also bring some of our works in there. And now working with Lightfoot, we're also going to be performing it with Morphosis, so it's really, it's a great opportunity, I think. New York is very, crazy, energy is high, everything going fast, and you can get things done there, which is, I think New York is one of the only cities where it really works like that. And Amsterdam is quite different. Everything is really slow, laid back, people are more relaxed. So the combination of the both is actually perfect for me. I get the high energy there and then get things done there, and then I come back and I can relax a little bit. So the combination of New York, Amsterdam is perfect for me because the high life in New York, the fast energy, everything's going fast, meeting people. And then the opposite of that, Amsterdam, where everything is more slow, relaxed and comfortable. It really works out for me because I get the best of them both. I would love to work with, I did some of his ballets, but I've never actually got to work with him personally, with William Forsythe. I would love to, although his work is very different now, but I would still love to have an experience with him because I think he's a genius, and yeah, that would be great. Also, Crystal Pite is one of the choreographers that I think is very, her work is very refreshing and different. So I would love to be able to work with her as well. And there's some other choreographers that I would like to work with. My goal as a freelance dancer is actually, this was kind of my goal already where I am now. And I hope it's just going to go further from here. What I hope to achieve is like maybe have a little group together, form a little group and tour around the world or around the States, no, probably the world, and be with a group of creative people and, working together, exchanging our ideas and views and make a great show and tour with that. That's one of my goals, but I must say I'm really happy already where I am now, and of course working with more choreographers that I would like to work with and grow as an artist. That's probably my main goal, to just keep on growing. Well, what we get told when we're young is always we have to be perfect in a way. So you're always striving for something which seems to be something that you can never really achieve. So you would always end up feeling that you didn't make it, or you didn't really get there, but I think that's not the goal. I think you should actually realize what your strength is and what you're good at, and try to really believe in that, and don't listen too much to the people that are trying to tell you that it's not good enough. Or of course you have to push yourself and everything, but you should not forget what your strong points are. and just believe in that.